Hello, and thank you so much for being here for day 10 of the Magic is Real Manifesting Challenge. Today, I'm going to talk about revision, the concept of revision. So let's say that you started your day, you got out of bed, you found gum in your hair that your kid left in the bed when they were jumping on it earlier, and you didn't have time to deal with it, so you had to chop off a piece of your hair, but you cut off too much. And then you left and you opened the door and you tripped on your way out and you fell and you skinned your knee, and then you got stuck in traffic, and then you had to go to the bathroom really badly, so you pulled over and you had to pee, and then you were even later to work, and when you got there your client was angry because you didn't make it to the meeting on time, and that just started a whole mood for the day that you didn't like. Oh, and then also you got a call from your best friend who's mad at you about something that you didn't even realize you did, and overall, you just wish you could start the whole day over. Well, the day is done, it's lived. However, what you can do is right before bed, this is what you'll do, is you'll reimagine the entire day from start to finish in the way that you wish it had gone down. This is a way of connecting you to your higher self and to the highest vibration of that which you desire. So yes, it may already be done in the past, but since there is no time, let's revise it to create a better feeling. So instead, you're just imagining the day as vividly as you can as you're drifting to sleep, which is when your brain is in the right brainwave state to receive information and to absorb it and to integrate it into your being. So let's say instead you are laying there with your eyes closed, listen to some beautiful binaural beats. You can look them up on YouTube for manifesting what you desire, for raising your vibration, for anything that you'd like to achieve. And then you'll go into a self-guided meditation where you imagine the day happening differently. So this time you get out of bed, you feel so well rested, you look great, your makeup's on perfectly, your hair is great. You walk out the door, you glide smoothly to your car, you you cruise through traffic, you get there early on time to prepare for your meeting. Your client is so satisfied that your client decides to give you $1 million for a project that you're pitching. And then your best friend calls you and just wants to thank you so much for being such a thoughtful and giving friend. And then you get home and you shower and you feel wonderful and you curl up with your dog and everything feels wonderful. So this is, again, the state of revision where we're revising our less than ideal circumstances and giving them a new story. So it's training your brain. Obviously, it can't change what happened, but it can change your brain waves. It can change your neural pathways to, because the thing is that if you have a bad day, your nervous system is going to hold on to that. It's going to carry with it's going to carry forward these negative emotions, and you're still maybe going to feel cranky or irritable, and you might start having anxiety attacks, but you don't really know why. It's because the stress is building and building and building. And then one day it's like a dam breaks and your nervous system goes haywire. So we just want to keep our brain in a state of no, 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 everything's working out fine. Now, obviously, if it's something really, really tragic, there's no way of revising it. I wouldn't even advise that that happens. I don't want you to avoid your feelings. Obviously, if you endure a real loss, a real suffering, a real grief, please, by all means, do not bypass it. Please feel your feelings. Please allow yourself the grieving process and to process the feeling, talk in therapy, talk to friends, let it out. That's something I don't want to confuse. I don't think it's a good idea to just push away negative emotions. I think they really serve us. They help us grow. They help us learn to cope and to manage difficulties. So this is more just for these general sort of inconveniences during the day. Maybe someone spoke to you in a really rude way, but it's not about you. Most of the time when someone lashes out at you anyway, it isn't about you. It's about whatever they're going through. So again, brush those things off. Nope, I actually had a beautiful day. I was able to take some time for myself. It was sunny at the end of work. The light was still out, so I was able to take a beautiful walk. I felt great. My dog was with me. We had a beautiful time. We had lovely conversation with someone we met on the trail. Whatever it is that would make you feel peaceful and calm, and it kind of helps you just shake off those negative vibes from the day. So the exercise for today is to revise. It may even be something that happened to you yesterday or the day before. Just reimagine the day and twist it around. In fact, they actually have you do this in some forms of EMDR therapy. I did a session of EMDR where the therapist walked me through an exercise. So she took me back to a time when I was in nursery school and I felt very alone, and some kids were being mean to me and making fun of me. And I was just sitting in a corner by myself, which was my pretty much every day because kids thought I was really weird because I had a birthmark on my face, and I stopped talking because I had such bad anxiety. So she had me reimagine the scene from when I was little to sort of help me recreate my self-concept. So she's like, you walk in and everyone's like, hey, Shannon, good morning. Come and play with us. And having everybody include me in what they're doing so that I can rewire my brain out of expecting to be rejected or expecting to feel isolated, and instead remembering a time where I was included, I was accepted, everybody liked me, I felt very connected. So that's been one of my life's greatest difficulties, is that I've always felt a little different or on the outside. And I also tend to be hyper independent at times because when I was a kid, other kids rejected me. And so I didn't feel safe in that environment. So again, it is just rewiring your brain, creating a new feeling. And I wouldn't even just do this one time, just keep recreating it until your brain starts to accept that as the reality. Our brains don't know the difference between imagination and reality. That's why if you imagine eating a piece of like a lemon wedge, you might salivate because your brain perceives that you are actually biting into a lemon. So we can really rewire our brains to be in a higher vibrational state and to create more positive energy. And again, no spiritual bypassing. If it's something that needs addressing, please address it. If there is something that happened during your day that was really difficult or challenging, please address it. Don't just bypass and say, we don't need to talk about that. Let's not work out that conflict because I've already decided it didn't even happen at all. That's not how we want to go through the world, because we're actually here to learn some things from the challenges we face. So it's a fine line, but I think you get the idea. Let me know how it goes for you below, and I'll see you again tomorrow.